Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis, as well as the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Bukele plus Bitcoin equals an unstoppable, symbiotic masterpiece of sovereignty. Preach. Also, spot Bitcoin ETF will be a bloodbath for the crypto exchanges, according to the top Bloomberg ETF analyst. We'll also be discussing Grayscale CEO says the spot Bitcoin ETF approval would unlock about $30 trillion worth of advised wealth for the king crypto. Let's go. Also, breaking news. Bitwise launches the crypto ETF media campaign with the most interesting man in the world. We're also going to be discussing the latest where Bitcoin won't be beaten as a digital store of value, according to the VanEck CEO. We'll also be discussing crypto analysts predicting the next leg up for Bitcoin above $50,000. I'll be breaking down his timeline as well as the big catch. We're also going to be discussing Michael Saylor predicts Bitcoin is about to 425x. I'll be sharing why with the latest Michael Saylor prediction. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more in today's show. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash the subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also be sure to smash the like and hit the bell icon, as it helps out tremendously with that YouTube algorithm. And our goal is to get to 100,000 subs and help usher in this mass Bitcoin adoption. And with your help, we can turn that into a reality. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of your support. And with that being shared, fam, today is pod episode number 1495. I'm your host, JV, and today is December 18th, 2023. Let's kick it off with our market watch, as we do each and every day. Let me know if you can see the screen clearly. You should be able to see Bitcoin correcting, trading just above $41,700, down just 1% on the day. I bet we flip green here shortly. Let's see. We have Ether down almost 3%. Maintaining above 2100. AVAX pull back 5%, but also one of the top gainers for the past few weeks in the crypto market. And let's zoom out, because they say when in doubt, zoom out. So let's look on the monthly. Bitcoin is still up 14% the past 30 days. Ether up almost 11%. Solana up 23%. Cardano 57%. And AVAX straight killing the game, up over 81%. Only BNB and XRP are the top cryptos not in the green on the month. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, we're currently sitting at a $1.57 trillion crypto market cap with roughly 61 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back on the rise at 52.1%, with the Ether dominance still declining at 16.7%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers in the past 24 hours, Blockstacks leading the pack, up almost 17% on the day and 34% on the week. We have SEI up 9%, followed by Injective up over 9%. Now, which altcoins, if any, are you most bullish on for this bull run? Please do let me know in the comments right down below. And checking out Crypto Bubbles to get a visual perspective of the overall altcoin market. Virtually everything is in the red, only a handful in the green, which include Blockstacks, Woo, Injective, SEI, and Hex back in the green. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index, we're down to a 65 in greed. I think yesterday we were a 70 or 73. Last week was a 74, and last month a 69 in greed. So there you have it, my crypto fam. How many of you are currently bullish for the price action for the rest of December? Please do let me know. All right, guys, let's kick it next with our TA and check out some of the things popping off in the space this week that should be on your radar. And Merry Christmas, fam. Christmas is now officially only a few days out, so pretty exciting times. So yeah, here's the 5 things to watch out for in the Bitcoin market this week. Number 1, analysts line up the key Bitcoin price support levels. Here we go. At around 41.3, the weekly close came midway through the local sell-off for the king crypto. Downside continued overnight with Bitcoin hitting 40,800, which is the bottom for this week, before reversing during the Asia trading session and returning to 41.8-ish at the time of this recording, which is where we're currently at. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Traders and analysts already wary of potential further dips based on the recent Bitcoin price action, but some analysts remain cautious. Charts don't lie, according to Material Indicators. Summarizing at the start of one post, he notes that Bitcoin has lost the 21-day moving average into the new week, an event it says is inherently bearish. But we got to keep in mind, we just had 8 weekly green candles back to back to back to back for 8 weeks in a row. So I think it's healthy, in my humble opinion, that we finally pull back. We can't be in the green forever, in my opinion. What do you guys think? It added that it was expecting year-end profit taking and tax loss harvesting to prevail in the near term. And continuing, we had Keith Allen, who flagged an ongoing battle for the key Fibonacci retracement level corresponding to the November 2021 all-time highs. Quoting the analyst here, it is too early to say if this December 17th pattern is going to play out. We can make the determination at the close and for now, but it is safe to say the Bitcoin bulls need to push the price back above the 0.5 Fibonacci to reclaim the golden pocket or risk losing the 21-day exponential moving average. And trader Scoo added some lines in the sand in the form of the 200 period and 300 period exponential moving average on the 4-hour time frames, along with the 50-day EMA, all currently sitting 2,500 below the spot price. Quoting the analyst here, from here, there's 2 technical levels on the 1 week and the 1 month. He continued, he shared 39 and 38 potential support on the high time frame, and unsustainable push lower, there would be a decent bid. 47 to 48 high time frame resistance, unsustainable drive higher would be a good area to take profits. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on this week, we have PCE, GDP, due amid increasing belief in a Fed pivot. That's right. The coming week sees the November print of the personal PCE index, the Fed's preferred inflation gauge leading U.S. macro events. Coming after last week's multiple key Fed decisions, data must now continue to show inflation abating heading into 2024. The next FOMC meeting to decide the changes to interest rates is now at the end of January. But since last week, the markets have been entertaining the prospect of a pivot becoming a reality. As TED Talks Macro shares here, the market is now pricing a full 25 BPS rate cut by July of 2024 following today's Fed meeting. And the latest data from the CME Group FedWatch tool currently puts the odds of the rate cut next meeting at around 10%, with the majority of the key macro figures still yet to come. Quoting the Kabisi letter, even with stocks up, uncertainty is still everywhere. Here's the key events this week. Number 1, November building permits data. That is actually on Tuesday, which would be tomorrow. Also Wednesday, we have the consumer confidence data. Then on Wednesday, we also have existing home sales data. Then on Thursday, Q3 2023 GDP data. Then on Friday, the November PCE inflation data, followed by the new home sales data. So another busy week for the markets. And now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on this week, the fees stay elevated. That's right. The fees are currently outrageous at an average price of roughly $37 per transaction on the Bitcoin blockchain. With ordinals back on the radar, those wishing to transact on chain face $40 fees at the weekend. Now, miner revenues skyrocketed as a result, hitting levels not witnessed since Bitcoin 69,000 all-time high, which ultimately means we haven't seen prices this outrageous as far as the transaction fees since November of 2021. So into the new week, the fees have already fallen considerably, which is a good sign, with the next block transactions confirming for under $15 at this time. So they just dropped in half from where they were last week. And commenting on the situation, we have Freddie Krueger, that market participants should now turn their attention to the decision on approving the first spot Bitcoin ETF due early next month. That's right. The window is between January 5th to the 10th. The ETF experts are predicting a 95% chance of approval. What are your thoughts, fam? Noting that the fees were already falling fast, he defended the Ordinals creators' right to use the blockchain to store their work. This debate looks like a nothing burger for now. Back to waiting for the ETF. Quoting VJ here, Bitcoin concern troll circa 2017. Bitcoin's network will not be secure because the block subsidy is shrinking and transaction fees won't be enough. Bitcoin concern trolls today, transaction fees are too high. That's right. Well, you got to keep in mind there are layer 2 solutions, such as the Lightning Network, which already exists. Now, quoting the analyst here, layer 1 fees are incredibly high right now. Seems obvious, even if self-serving, that defaulting most transactions to the Lightning Network is the way to go for all the exchanges and wallets. That's right. So support the exchanges which have activated Lightning protocol. David Marcus shared that, the former Facebook executive and now the CEO of co-founder of Lightning startup, Lightspark. Now, per the data from monitoring resource Mempool, meanwhile, the block space remained in huge demand with a backlog of unconfirmed transactions still circling, 300,000. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on in Bitcoin this week, new addresses pose the bull market, momentum risks. That's right, the Bitcoin network growth has taken a breather this month in line with the bull market comeback. In new data from Glassnode, they confirm the number of new Bitcoin addresses have continued its downtrend throughout December. So for December 17th, the latest date for which the data is available, around 373,000 addresses appeared in on the on-chain transaction for the first time. This is approximately half of the recent local daily high, which Glassnode shows came in early November. And commenting on the numbers, we have Ali, the analyst, describing the tailing off of new addresses as noticeable and a hurdle to Bitcoin price expansion. Quoting him here, there's been a noticeable dip in Bitcoin network growth over the past month, casting doubt on the sustainability of Bitcoin's recent move to 44 Gs. For a robust continuation of the bull rally, it is crucial to see an uptick in the number of new Bitcoin addresses. This would provide the need support for sustained bullish momentum. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analyst. Now for the next factor to keep your eyes out on this week in the Bitcoin market, disbelief behind the fear. That's right, the recent cooling in Bitcoin's latest up-only phase has delivered a corresponding pause in market greed. We dropped today, I think, down to 67. So as I mentioned a little earlier, and we always cover the crypto greed and fear index, euphoria? No, this is disbelief. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, Bitcoin enabled the mindset to make the Bukele miracle possible. Bitcoin maximalists living in El Salvador provided the muscle to keep out the shit coins that would have ruined the Bukele miracle. Bukele plus Bitcoin equals an unstoppable symbiotic masterpiece of sovereignty. So there you have it. Shout out to Bukele, El Salvador, Max and Stacy, and the rest of my crypto fam out there. Discount December, buy now. You got that right. S. Watson. Congratulations to everyone that just got gifted a free membership. Punchy Coffee just hooked up literally. Is that 20 or 10? Oh my God, I can't even see. You guys are amazing. Oh, Punchy Coffee 20 is the username. So just gifted 10 memberships to the Crypto News Alerts paid membership. So I'm going to congratulate everyone. Alex Mansfield, congratulations. Thank Coffee on that one. Izzy, you have just been blessed with a free membership of the channel. Don Bismo, you have just been blessed. Crypto Rome, you have just been gifted a membership by Coffee. Snowboard, you've just been gifted a membership. Dougie, you were just gifted a membership. The Challenge Channel, you have just been gifted a membership. Blessed and highly favored, you've just been blessed and gifted a membership. Miguel V, you've just been blessed and gifted a membership. And JTNC, you have just been blessed and gifted a membership. Everyone show Punchy Coffee some love and make sure to smash that subscribe button and that like button if you haven't already done so. And more incentive to interact in the chat because you may get blessed next. Just saying, we have a very kind, giving, incredible family here. So I am very, very grateful. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate supporting the channel. But anyways, fam, let's continue to get this show lit. We covered the latest TA. Let's discuss now the spot ETFs, which can lead to a bloodbath. According to the ETF analyst, that's right, spot Bitcoin ETF will be a bloodbath for the crypto exchanges. Let's check this out. Excuse me, burping here. While the crypto community eagerly awaits the possible approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US, some analysts are warning this could potentially trigger unwanted consequences for crypto exchanges. Several industry observers predicted that a spot Bitcoin ETF could start trading in early 2024. That's right, we're right around the corner. And in that event, when paired with Bitcoin's upcoming block reward halving expected to take place in April, the Blockstream CEO, Adam Back, believes that can propel Bitcoin to 100,000 per coin. In fact, he made a bet that it would happen. He said he bets by March 31st of 2024, the Bitcoin price action will be $100,000. In fact, he bet some Bitcoin, not a significant amount, but he put his money where his mouth is. So much respect and shout out to Adam Back. Now, Bitcoin proponents such as Samson Mao have said that the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the US could even drive Bitcoin as high as $1 million in the days to weeks following. Now, I've done a few episodes on the podcast on that specific prediction. So shout out to Samson Mao. Let me know if of you agree or disagree, because he's ultimately saying none of this ish is priced in. Spot ETF, not priced in. Halving, not priced in. Sovereign wealth fund adoption, not priced in. Nation state adoption, not priced in. And he's ultimately calling for a $1 million Bitcoin price action next year in 2024. How lit would that be if he's right? Let me know your thoughts. But the forecast isn't that optimistic for centralized crypto exchanges. Who cares? Like, we care about the centralized exchanges, right? According to ETF Store President Nate Garassi and Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas, once approved, the potential spot Bitcoin ETF in the US would be a bloodbath for the crypto exchanges. Like, they're not already making billions of dollars, right? So according to Garassi, retail spot Bitcoin ETF buyers and sellers will benefit from underlying institutional trade execution and the commissions. But on the other hand, retail users of crypto exchanges will get retail trade execution and commissions, Gerasi noted, stressing that those will need to improve to compete with the spot Bitcoin ETF. So here you have it, Balchunas, ETFs about to unleash the power of one. And then Nate responded, going to be a bloodbath for the crypto exchanges. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that sentiment. I don't see how it can be a bloodbath for Coinbase, because Coinbase is the custodian for BlackRock and all these major exchanges, but I see the point they're trying to make. Bloomberg ETF analyst Balchunas emphasized that a spot Bitcoin ETF will cost 0.01% to trade, which is an average fee for ETF trading. And I think if I read this correctly, it actually is read 1%. Correct me if I'm wrong there, fam. Now, in contrast, trading costs on exchanges like Coinbase reach, wow, 0.6%, depending upon the cryptocurrency. So again, 0.01% is how they wrote it, and 0.6. So I just want to make sure I'm accurate on that. Once approved, the spot Bitcoin ETF will create more price competition in the crypto industry, bringing money back to investors from exchanges that spend massive amounts of cash to advertise their services at events like Super Bowl, Balchunas believes. Now, how many of you remember those Super Bowl commercials where everyone's trying to out-compete with one another, from FTX to Coinbase, etc.? It would be the last crypto Super Bowl if they launch ETFs, because ETFs are such a thin, rough industry, and some of these crypto exchanges were sort of selling populism, making a ton of money on their really high fees. He said in an interview with crypto industry journalist Laura Shin in September of this year. Historically, Coinbase has earned most of its revenue from transaction fees. In 2022, Coinbase made $2.4 billion just in transaction fees from institutional and retail investors, which accounted for 77% of its total net revenue of $3.1 billion. The firm has been working to cut its reliance on fees, though actively diversifying the revenue streams to other income-earning services, such as subscriptions. That's right. They have like a subscription paid membership you can join to maybe reduce your fees, XYZ. So there you have it, fam. Let me know your thoughts on that. And this just in as well. The Grayscale CEO, Michael Sonnenschein, says the spot Bitcoin ETF approval would unlock roughly $30 trillion worth of advised wealth for Bitcoin. And later on, Rumble will be doing a JV live react session to this particular video, as well as the commercial from Bitwise as well. So make sure to tune into that. You know what I mean? But anyways, fam, we still got a lot to cover. So let's discuss the ETF launch right around the corner. Feliz Navidad. Merry Christmas to the entire Crypto News Alerts fam. Let's break this one down. Bitwise launches their crypto ETF media campaign with the most interesting man in the world. Now, they have a 15-second commercial, and they actually just posted this as well, rocking that Bitcoin pinky ring. How lit is that? Long live Bitcoin. I'm loving it. Here's the commercial here. We'll do a reacts to it over on Rumble at the end of the show, so stick around. But anyways, here's the latest with what's going on. We have actor Jonathan Goldsmith, who appeared as the most interesting man in the world in an advertising campaign for, I don't know how to pronounce that beer company, but anyways, for that beer commercial. He's reviving his persona to promote Bitcoin ETFs for Bitwise Asset Management. Let's go. In a December 18th post, Bitwise released an ad spot with Goldsmith showing the most interesting man in the world in an upscale bar, as he is often did in his beer commercials. However, rather than saying his signature, "Stay thirsty, my friends," the actor had a crypto-focused message, no Bitcoin-focused message to be more precise. Here's what he shared. You know what's interesting these days? Bitcoin. Look for Bitwise. my friends. So there you have it. This is the ad that just went live today. This is a national commercial, so it should be all over TV if you guys watch cable. Now, Goldsmith appeared in multiple ad spots portraying himself as the most interesting man in the world from 2006 to 2018. That's a 12-year reign. Now, the commercials included humorous facts about his character, including he is the only man to ever race a Rorschach test, and he is on the upgrade list for flights he hasn't even checked into. The actor, age 85, God bless him, revived the character for a Super Bowl commercial in 2019, and a tequila brand for the most interesting man has largely been out of the spotlight for years, with the exception of recirculated memes. His promotion to Bitwise came as the asset manager has a pending Bitcoin ETF. Shout out to Emilio Gonzalez. I appreciate that super. He wrote, JV, you're like Bitcoin. There is no second best. Much love, much respect to Emilio. We appreciate your support, family. Appreciate you very dearly. Now, the SEC has never approved the spot Bitcoin or Ether ETF for listing and trading on a U.S. exchange. The commission delayed the decision on the spot Bitcoin ETF from Bitwise back in August, leading the asset manager amending its app. In September, the large crypto firms sometimes hire prominent figures like Goldsmith to promote their products and services. How many of you remember FTX? They hired, was it Larry David from Curb Your Enthusiasm? That dude is hilarious. They also, Tom Brady, Steph Curry, you name it. I mean, I think FTX literally had everybody on their payroll, which is quite wild. But what are your thoughts? Do you think we'll have basically a competition of these asset managers with their ETF commercials going after your Bitcoin? Let me know. Hugo Pons, I appreciate you subbing to #1 Daily Bitcoin Pod. Let's get it. And how many of you watched that 15-second commercial from Bitwise that just launched today? Let me know, right? Saylor is the man. Much love. Long live Saylor. But anyways, let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss the latest with the VanEck CEO, also very bullish on Bitcoin, predicting a new all-time high, and has very positive things to say about being the dominant digital storage of value. So here you go. The latest from asset management firm VanEck. Let's go. The CEO of investment management firm VanEck says he can't see a world where Bitcoin is overtaken as the leading store of value on the internet. Quoting him here from the interview, I think it's impossible for me to imagine some other internet store of value leapfrogging Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree with that. There's 50 million users of Bitcoin, so it's got the network effects. Preach. Now, the CEO has $76 billion in assets under management, also crushed accusations that Bitcoin is a bubble, explaining that no asset has ever been in a bubble that continues to outperform itself every market cycle. Preach. Quoting him here. Bitcoin is the obvious asset that is growing up in front of our eyes. Meanwhile, VanEck expects Bitcoin to see all-time highs within the next 12 months, as he shared here on this interview. VanEck CEO expects Bitcoin all-time high within the next 12 months. It's an asset that's growing up in front of our eyes. Also, some good notes on the Bitcoin ETF effort and macro cycle, and I believe we already did a react session to this on Rumble the other day. It was a pretty good interview. The VanEck CEO said, and his late father, John VanEck, who founded the firm back in 1955, have store value investing in their DNA, and he sees Bitcoin becoming an accompaniment to gold. There you go. VanEck launched the first gold fund in the US under John VanEck's leadership in 1968. Wow, I didn't know that. Pretty neat. Now, VanEck is one of the 13 apps gunning for the approved spot Bitcoin ETF fund in the United States, but we do have one man in the way of that right now. His name is Chairman Gary Gensler. Do you think he will approve this ETF January 5th to the 10th? Let me know, fam. The firm's CEO expects all the spot ETF funds to be approved on the same day. How lit would that be? 13 all in one shot. Bada boom, bada bing. ETF analysts predict the SEC will issue the decision on several pending spot Bitcoin ETF apps sometime between the 5th and the 10th of January, with BlackRock, Grayscale, Bitwise, WisdomTree, Invesco, Galaxy, and Fidelity. Hashdex and others also awaiting for the final decision by the SEC. So there you have it, my fam. Let me know if you feel we'll likely get that approval. Let me know. If you think ETF approval in January, put a big fat 1 in the live chat. If you think we get pushed back again, put a 2 in the chat. Now, if we did get pushed back again, that would mean Gary Gensler creates some loophole to not get it approved, continuing to kick the can down the road. Then the next approval deadline would probably not be until March. But the silver lining there, that's still before the halving of 2024, as the halving is scheduled to take place sometime probably in mid-April. So let me know your thoughts. We pump every time JV goes live, so smash those likes. I appreciate that, family. And we still got a lot to share, so let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with this $50,000 target according to this top crypto analyst. And happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and all that good stuff that comes along with it. We appreciate all the support here during the holidays on the channel. So here we go. 50,000 target income in. Let's freaking go. Then we'll break down the latest from the Giga Chad himself, Michael Saylor, with his 425x prediction. But here we go, 50 G's, baby. A widely followed analyst believes that Bitcoin is gearing up for a rally above that 50,000 level, but the move up will likely be followed by a long consolidation period. We're talking about crypto analyst Mikhail Van de Poppe. He shared that he thinks Bitcoin will rally to as high as 52 G's before the next halving. The halving, which cuts the Bitcoin miner rewards in half, is slated for April of next year, roughly 4 months out. And although Van de Poppe has a bullish outlook on Bitcoin in the coming months, he does believe the Bitcoin will witness an extended consolidation period after the halving, where the king crypto trades in a wide range without printing a new all-time high. Quoting him here, pre-halving, we are going to have a pump, and after that, we're going to have a consolidation taking place, and then we just consolidate into a range until the end of the year. And then we start to break the all-time highs and have the parabolic run, which we compare to 2021 or 2017. So at this point, 2024 is probably not going to be the year where we break the all-time highs. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the analysts. I personally believe we do break the all-time high. We have Adam Back predicting 100,000 by March 31st. I'm not as optimistic as that, but I can definitely see a six-figure price action in 2024. But let me know your thoughts, fam. Now, looking at the trader's chart, he seems to predict the Bitcoin will consolidate between the range low of 38,000 and a high of 48,000 for most of 2024 before surging to new all-time highs the following year. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Van de Poppe. And to watch this video analysis he did, check the show notes below the video in the description. I also want to reference stock to flow model. Plan B has been very vocal about stock to flow for quite some time since I got into crypto. The stock to flow is projecting a $100,000 to $1 million Bitcoin price range post 2024 halving. So ultimately, between the next two halvings of 2024 and 2028, stock to flow says will be between $100,000 and $1 million per coin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the stock to flow. But anyways, family, let's now break down our featured story of the day. The Giga Chad predicting a 425 increase on Bitcoin. That's right, Michael Saylor's latest prediction. I transcribed. Here's the latest from Michael Saylor himself on Bitcoin skyrocketing to new all-time highs. Here we go. Because Bitcoin is just pure money, it's just as effective at 100,000 a coin as it is at 10,000 a coin. And at $1 million a coin, it's just as effective. And at 10 million a coin is probably more compelling at 10 million a coin than 1 million or 100,000 a coin. It's kind of a universally scalable asset that gets less risky. The only thing that's going to change, in my opinion, is when it was super risky and scary below 10,000, you were getting 100 to 200% a year annualized gains. And then it got a bit more understandable between 10,000 and 100,000, your gains go to 40% or 50% per year. And then at some point, they go to 30% and then 20%. And in the extreme, if everybody in the world understood Bitcoin, it would be 20, 30, 40% of the wealth of the world. So it would be $200 to $300 trillion in today's dollars. That's what's up. And then the price would be appreciating at the rate of global inflation in the fiat currency. So if the gold inflation rate remains at 7, it would still remain at 7, and then it would appreciate a little bit more because of the productivity of the people that adopt it as a treasury reserve asset. So there you have it. Michael Saylor is ultimately saying if everyone understood Bitcoin and its true value proposition, we would have a $200 to $300 trillion market cap in today's dollars, which is a 425x price increase. And he's also predicting $10 million per coin. But wait, there's more. He also recently shared on an interview with Patrick Bet-David on his podcast, Bitcoin is on a path to be worth $100 million, which means that the US dollar will have lost 99.9% of its value over 100 years. Warren Buffett knows this. Charlie Munger rest in peace, knows this, and this is coming directly from Saylor. So he is predicting, and this is officially the most bullish prediction I've ever heard from Saylor, that Bitcoin is on a path to be worth $100 million per coin. That's when he was asked directly by Patrick Bet David. How many of you watched this interview? Let me know. It's lit and it's fantastic. I shared this short a little bit ago, November 18th. It already got 133,000 views, so I appreciate the support over on X. But wait, there's more. The real rally, and this is now quoting Samson Mow, the real rally is when we go to $1 million, and that is when the spot ETFs are approved and we have tens of billions, maybe even hundreds of billions of dollars flowing into Bitcoin in a very short time frame. Now, what happens if we get 30 trillion flowing into Bitcoin and then we add the multiplier effect? Do you understand what's about to happen, fam? I'm talking about weeks or days, so that is the real rally. And shout out to Samson Mow. He's doing big work at the nation state adoption level. This is actually him with the senator, what's her name, Kempis over in Mexico. So I think Mexico is probably going to adopt Bitcoin soon as a legal tender. He's also working with the president of Colombia, also the people of Suriname, which is just north of Brazil. So we're talking mass Bitcoin adoption. We have Argentina, many potentials in the Latin American countries looking to adopt Bitcoin in 2024. So let's go. Samson also just tweeted the other day, DTF approvals aren't priced in. The halving isn't priced in. More nation state adoption isn't priced in. Renewed QE isn't priced in. The multiplier isn't priced in. The Veblen effect isn't priced in. All of this is happening at the same time, and it isn't priced in. Let that sink in, crypto fam. Now some more from Michael Saylor. He says demand for Bitcoin can grow by up to 10x within the next 12 months. I mean, it's a given if you're to ask me. But anyways, quoting the Giga Chat again from another interview, which I transcribed, I think that this next 12 months is going to be big because demand on a monthly basis should double or triple or maybe go up by a factor of 10, anywhere from 2 to 10. And then the supply available for sale will be cut in half in April. Fact. Now, what if we were to 10x from today's price action, family? You run the math. We're talking about a $420,000 Bitcoin price action. Now, if history is to repeat or rhyme, we typically add a zero at the end of the price action every 4-year cyclical cycle. So keep that in mind. Back to Saylor. So instead of $1 billion Bitcoin available for the miners each month, it will be $500 million. It's pretty unprecedented that you go from a supply and demand balance of maybe 15 billion of organic demand and 12 billion of organic supply. What happens when one doubles and the other one gets cut in half? The price is going to adjust up. That's right. Basic mathematics. Stock to flow, supply demand. I think he makes a great point. Continuing, you're going to have ferocious competition and will amongst Wall Streeters to get the most asset share. And you're going to have crypto exchanges competing. And you're going to have other tech companies getting involved. That'll be one check. So if you think about it like that, you just say, well, now we're going to double, and then we're going to double again, and we're going to double again, and we're going to double again. That coin is going to continue to progress to $1 million per coin, $2 million per coin, $5 million per coin, $10 million per Bitcoin. So there you have it. There's Michael Saylor's $10 million price prediction. And of course, this man is very smart. He actually has the company MicroStrategy, which he founded, is the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on its balance sheet, and they're now up roughly like $2 billion or something like that. This is the Giga Chad. They currently control over 174,000 BTC on their balance sheet. So who are you going to listen to? Michael Saylor or Peter Schiff? You let me know in the comments. And what are your thoughts surrounding Bitcoin demand 10xing this cycle? Do you think that's a realistic target? And look how much we're pumping. We're now up $500 on the day. I told you JV delivers. We come through. So smash those likes. I greatly appreciate it. We're back above 42,400 and this baby is just getting started. Was there ever any doubt? You know what I mean? You had a pullback. Did you take advantage of it? Hopefully you did. 1111, you already know. Let's get it. Let's get this mofo lit. Let me know your predictions. Do you think Michael Saylor's target of 100 million one day will come true? By what year would you put that target at? And what about 10 million? What about 1 million? What about 100,000? Do you agree with Samson Mow that all of these bullish catalysts aren't even priced in yet and we're just getting started? Let me know your honest thoughts in the comments right down below.